Okay, so I'm going to try to take on how law of attraction or, manifestation meets non-duality. Let's see how I do. So in the land of manifestation, law of attraction, there's this very direct trajectory around desires and internally shifting and maintaining a kind of a movement that will bring forward into form these desires. And oftentimes that seems like an incredible contradiction to non-duality, because if there's nobody here and all of this is non-separate, then who is the one desiring? And who is the one doing all this acrobatic maneuver inside, or this technique to create this desire? And I think it's a really important distinction to notice that when we're talking about what I would call non-duality, or from the perspective of non-duality, or just what I refer to as reality, from the point of view of reality, I talk a lot about standing in those delicious yeses, which through a kind of a filter you could see is very similar to desire, right? What does this one desire? And for me, I always make a note that it's moment to moment, right? There's not this, our true nature has a resonance of delicious, spacious blissfulness. And in there are preferences. Preferences arise. And those preferences are very authentic movements inside of us. And to make space for those preferences and to welcome those without externally judging them or deciding that they're wrong, or deciding they're coming from a separate egoic self. You can actually feel the energetic imprint of something that is just simply authentic versus something that is an egoic, separate self movement. So, because the egoic separate self movement has an energetic signature of contraction, of separation, usually a lack story is going on behind it. There's some kind of a lack, so there's a graspy need forward, and those kinds of desires with that kind of an energetic imprint are coming from a separate self, and which is totally fine. It's just really impotent. It's a separate self. It's an illusionary self. It doesn't have that much power. It's not gonna manifest very much. You're not gonna do too well with it because it's an impotent force. It's not real. But our true self has all kinds of very authentic movements, and that energetic signature is very light, very spacious, very just delicious, very yum. And those movements, when we're talking about attraction or manifestation, we are incredibly creative. Not the separate self that's quite impotent, but your true nature, what you are, is profoundly, profoundly creative. And generally, how it gets its information to create is from these authentic, preferent movements. And it's a very, very light touch to simply be aware of a desire. And then to check in for the energetic signature. Is it spacious, easy, very light, very delicious? Or is it kind of tight, kind of dense, kind of thick, kind of needy, kind of very attached to a background story of lacking? Then it's egoic. We can drop those because they're impotent. They're never going to show up. Good luck. The ones that are much more authentic with this light movement, all we need to do from that point is have the courage to look for it, or have the courage to feel and welcome its arrival without filtering it through lack, without tapping a story onto it, but just actually feel it. So if I had, for instance, a preference in this moment to be out in the warm sunshine, and it's just an authentic, I just want to sit in the meadow and read a book and just take the afternoon off, and I can feel the spaciousness around it. It isn't driven by lack. I hate my boss. I hate work. I hate everybody. Lack. I need to get out of here. This totally sucks. Anything but here Instead, it's just like, oh, it feels really great to just take the afternoon off, sit in a meadow and read my book. And if I actually have the courage to look for an opportunity that I could actually voice that or begin to embody that or start to type a note to my boss or my clients or my whatever that says, I've got to go run an errand for a couple of hours. Won't be at my desk until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Please, know I'll check emails then. I don't know, whatever the heck it looks like. And begin to follow it. There's a creative movement that can show up. For bigger pieces, which doesn't mean future pieces, because again, our true natures don't have futures. It can't be like, in this moment, oh, I wish I was living in Fiji on the beach. That's what I really want. Again, look for the energetic signature. In that one, there's an effort. It's too much effort. It's way bigger than this moment. My true nature only has this moment. So it's much bigger than that. So you're looking for those energetic signatures, and the ones that are authentic, having the courage to stand in them. And it's a total mystery to you and to me how it arises, how it shows up. It's really none of our business, because none of this is the separate self's business. So there's kind of a faith, this kind of an openness to go, I don't know how it's going to show up, but I'm available and I'm not going to filter it through lack. So the difference really, or the point of view about with law of attraction, is recognizing the different energetic signatures. What is a separate self-egoic movement, versus what is a really authentic one? Checking in for that energetic signature, and then not adding a story of lack or a story of I have to go make that happen, or there's some kind of technique, but just letting the mystery, the great mystery that's looking out of your eyes right now and listening to these words, watch how it arises, because we don't know. And in a nutshell, that's my attempt to take it on.